Hello, everybody. Hi, guys. Bit of a rush today. Hi, everybody. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Irina. Hi, mein Schatz. So, guys, tonight is a little bit of a rush. I'm usually on, well, I am on for my American friends at the same time, basically, about 4 p.m. But over here in Europe, we had clock change on the weekend, so we are back to winter time. It's my price tag. We are back to winter time, so as I'm having usually my live on Thursday also in German about our time 8 p.m. and before the English live was about 10 p.m. for me, so I had like 1 hour in between, which was fine. But tonight I had mine at 8 p.m. in German and at 9 p.m. now in English. So this was a bit of a rush. So you can see I've got red cheeks because I'm also working with a griddle and the heat gun on top. So my coffee is cold by now. Okay. Guys, thank you for joining me. My name is Angela. I'm the owner of Creative Energy by Elfen and Helden over here in Frankfurt in Germany. So welcome to our Thursday night painting and crafting and just trying to get some inspiration. I'm a primary retailer for Dixie Belle over here in Frankfurt in Germany, as I said, and also carry WoodUBend and post-shock products and all sorts of things. But Dixie Belle is my big love, so to say. Last week, we've started this pumpkin. We've done some decoupage. We've done some color blending with muscadine wine, with peony, with plum crazy and peony in this direction. And I wanted to apply some WoodUBend. I've done one half on the German page and the other half with you, and I wanted to apply with you this time the WoodUBend. I've done that now on the German live all the way around. I'm just going to bring that guy close up to you. There's just going to go some white wax on there just to let the details a little pop. And I just love this cute caterpillar. That's cute, I think. So this is basically how this turned out. We made a little crown. We have this ornament on the front here. We have a trim going all around this guy, which is pretty heavy. So that's the reason I've prepared another one to do with you, which is gonna be a total different direction. This one is pretty bohemian and stuff like that. And this one will be a little more, well, so to say, well, whimsical, whatever. We're going to go into this direction. I've already painted that the bottom in caviar, the top in drop cloth. And I'm not worried about that. This doesn't look very tidy now because we're going to put a trim over there. And I've got to catch my breath. Sorry. So... the change is horrible. Yes, I hate that. They are discussing for years now to basically leave that all the time at winter time, but I don't know why they can't change it. This is driving me crazy, this back and forth. So as I said, this is going to be black and white, and I've brought some WoodUBends. I've brought this rose, which is going to go on there, and the rose is going to be in honky tonk red. So this is going to be in red. The rose is the ornament 326, and Dixie Belle also carries those. So check with your Dixie Belle retailer; they should have those. And on top, I'm going to have another centerpiece, and this is the centerpiece 2172. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. Oh, I've got red cheeks. I'm burning. The same thing like we've done with the one on the German page. We're going to cut like the middle out to get it over the stem and give this one a little crown also. And this is probably, yes, I'm going to do that in gold. The rose is going to be in red, and I'm going to paint this one in the, where's the gold digger? There. I'm not a golden girl, but I think for a whimsical, gold is perfect. So this is going to be in gold. And also the trim which is going to go around, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to take the wider trim or if I'm going to take the thinner trim. So just put in there what you think, thin or thick. Just put thin or thick trim. We still got a little bit of time to choose that. And again, with this one, I'm going to paint my ornaments before I apply them. The nice thing about the WoodUBends is you can see that also with those trims. They are solid when they are cold, and they are you can unwind them and do things with them when they are heated up. I've got a criddle down there. This is where I've got them laying on. Michelle says thick. Anybody else? Thick or thin? Thick or thin? Let me know, guys. And please, when you join me, just let me know where you're watching from. That would be absolutely fantastic. And if you haven't done it yet, please pop over to my page. Leave me a like there. Okay. This is the centerpiece we took out from the last from the other trim, so to say. I'll get my things organized here. Where's my rose? I'm going to paint my rose first. I've got some wood glue here already. As I said, the rose is going to be in Honky Tonk Red, which is like the brightest red by Dixie Belle. It's a lovely color. I just like that red. And I've brought, because those, this is not going to be about a smooth. Hi, Erin. Good morning. Good morning to Australia. Thank you for joining us. So it is PM, is night here, and where Michelle is in the afternoon. So we are all over the place. International. Okay. Chalk mineral paints by Dixie Belle. Mix them up nicely first. I just got like a little left in here. I'm going to use it up to the last drop. I'm not a fighter. Oh, Irina, you're sweet. You don't need to fight with me. It's just sweet. You don't need to fight. I just would like to know what you think, what you want to see. That's basically what I'm going to do. What you want to see, I'm going to do. So look at this beautiful red. So I'm just going over the rose now. Roses should be red. Yellow would be, I love yellow roses also. Yellow would be nice also, but so. So, and I can see on Instagram is somebody watching who knows me originally from scuba diving and who is now one of the big guys in one of the golf companies. I also run a golf shop, and he's probably wondering what the heck is she doing. But we are running into the next lockdown over here in Germany at the moment. So this is pretty scary times. Don't know how it is where you are, but over here it's not much fun. So applied the Honky Tonk Red on here. I'm going to lay it down. It just looks like I murdered somebody. I mean, it would be boring if I wouldn't be covered in paint. You have to admit it. This is, I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna get some baby wipes, otherwise if somebody is watching me, I don't have the shutters down. If somebody is watching me from the other side of the road, they're probably thinking they've got to send the police around, and then they realize I only murdered a pumpkin. So okay, so let's see, is there any questions? Lovers, not fighters, that's correct. Gotta be careful that I don't put the paint in my face now. Scuba diving. Yes, Michelle, I'm also a scuba diving instructor. I am. So, yes. I was always self-employed, and I was always trying to get, have to see where, that I do something to earn my living. I always had everything like open, so to say. Okay, the the trim. Okay, this one I'm going to heat up first, and I'm going to take the middle out. I'm going to show you. This is solid at the moment also. It already has a little crack because I was carrying it in my purse, and so it broke a little bit. So I'm also going to put, anybody else? I just have anybody else saying thin? No. The pumpkin. Yes. The pumpkin murderer. Guys, that's me. Okay, I admit it. I'm guilty. Okay, I put it on just to heat that up a little bit because I want to cut the middle out. I think I'm going to use the heat gun. Where is it? Nobody's leaving the room. Okay, you can heat those up either with a heat gun. You can put it on a griddle like I do in between, so it goes a little quicker. You can use a hair dryer. You can use an embossing gun. Everything works fine. You know, I'm having a heat gun, which was a present from my sweetheart. So sorry, it's a little loud. It's not as loud as a hair dryer, so that should be fine. Noted. And I've got one of those sharp cutting knives. And when you work with a heat gun, and I know what I'm talking about, especially with that knife, you've got to be careful because it gets very hot. So this is now a little movable. So this broke already there. So I'm just cutting it. I hope you can see. You can cut it, you can break it off a little. So, and it dries, it cools down pretty quick. It's only me who's like sweating at the moment. Because I feel the heat of the griddle and the heat gun, which I'm using now for about an hour. Okay, it's already a bit cold, so the cutting is a bit heavier, but so. And this piece I can reuse also, you know, so I've got like two more flowers at the moment, so I'm going to keep those. This can go into another project. And also this was like a piece of the trim from the other trim on the pumpkin. I never throw pieces like that, even if they're tiny like that. You never know what you can use them for. You can sometimes just fill a gap or something like it. So don't throw anything. Just reuse it. Okay, and now I'm going to use the Gold Digger by Dixie Belle. Beautiful golden color. Mix it up nicely. All the products from Dixie Belle should be mixed up nicely to make sure that all the ingredients are mixed properly. Creepy and scary things in there. Michelle, this is the reason I'm going underwater, because when I'm underwater and I'm wearing my mask, I can see what's there. You know, if I can't see what's underneath me, this is driving me crazy. That's the reason I'm scuba diving. And when you're down there, you're wearing your diving suit and stuff like that. It is totally different. You know, it is not scary anymore. You know, you have everything under control. You can see where everything is, and they, you know, all those creepy and scary things, they're just as scared of you as you are from them. So they're not getting close to you, so don't worry. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful world. It's an absolute gorgeous world. So I'm using another French tip brush. I'm not worried about brush strokes or anything. I just want to basically get this ornament painted. You can paint those before you apply them. You can paint them after you've applied them. Both works perfectly fine. It depends which look you are going for. If you want to blend the color in, you paint when you have already applied it. When you have a clean edge with your color, you paint it before you apply it. And you can use any paint on those WoodUBends. They are made out of wood, so you can also stain them. That works beautifully also. And this is pretty intricate, so I'm using the French tip just to make sure I'm hitting all the areas. And I'm not worried about drips. Okay, I'm going to get the gold over my fingers now. I'm going to become a golden girl now. Murder the pumpkin and covered in gold. That's me for tonight. So, spraying my hair. It's gold, so it's not that much of a trouble. Like the red honky tonk red in my hair would be worse. So I'm just going to go around. Okay, that's it. Put it also on the griddle to heat that up and get it nice and bendy to apply it on the pumpkin in a minute. So, and also this trim is going to be gold. So I'm just leaving it in this coil. I'm just like covering it. It's not completely heated. So I'm just going to cover, like I think I'm going to need it. Let me see, a little more probably. And then I'm going to put it back on the griddle to heat it nicely through. I'm breaking it down. Okay. Obviously, even if it's broken, you can attach them together again. This is not that much of a deal. But if you work a little gentle with them, not like rough like I am at the moment, I'm more like the, I don't know how you call it, I'm more like the Hulk. This is, I'm the worst case scenario for the WoodUBend, guys. So I'm putting it back on the griddle just to have that heat up a little. And so I'm getting my rose now. I've got gold over my fingers and the rose is getting some gold also, which is not that much of a trouble because we're going to, ouch, it's hot. We're going to highlight the rose anyway. Okay, this is now going to be, there's my red, and there's my fingers are very, very clean, very nice. So this rose is going to be applied now. This is pretty thick, so I'm going to bend it a little bit and I'm going to apply, you're not seeing my face now, but this is not that important. You should see what I'm doing. I'm applying the wood glue now. Whatever surface, you can put those on any surface you can think of. You can put those WoodUBends on glass, on metal, on wood, on concrete, just onto anything. And whatever you're putting it on, you always use wood glue. This is what you use because wood glue stays flexible. And I'm putting it on generous. So I want to make sure that the rose is... So then I'm going to apply it just here, just there. And the nice thing is also when I press on it now, it is, you can move it, you can bend it and stuff like that. But when I press on it to push it onto the surface, I'm not destroying the details of this beautiful rose. And this is the great benefits of those WoodUBend ornaments that you can't basically destroy them like this. If you use paper clay, you have to have it soft to apply it onto a surface like this, and you can't press on them. You know, they will break, or you will destroy basically the details. Okay, I've put it on here now. I'm going to use the heat gun now to make it nice and warm again because it cooled already down a little bit. So, and when it's heated nicely up, I'm going to press it right onto the surface to snuggle it onto the underground. You know, obviously this pumpkin hasn't got a perfect surface. So this is basically what I'm going to do to make sure it has good contact with the whole manatees, jellyfish, and stingrays in Florida waters. Well, they can, but they don't want to kill you. I can guarantee you that. I've seen loads of sharks. I've seen, well, dolphins, they don't kill. Manatees, they're so beautiful, they don't kill. Jellyfish, there are some you have to be careful with. They are the only ones which you can accidentally move into. But the sharks, especially when you're underwater, they won't harm you. It is different when you're a swimmer or something like that. They might think you are a seal or something like that when they see you from underneath. But if you're underwater with sharks, you're basically on the same level with them. So they, you know, you're not. They might be nosy and have a look at you, but they don't harm you. Hi, Diane. Thank you for joining us. So, hi Nina, did I say hi already? I'm not sure. Oh, New Zealand. Oh, beautiful. So, okay, that's applied now. What do you think? That already looks quite cute, doesn't it? So now let's see. Going to apply, what's the time? Oh, we're pretty good in time, I would say. So, let me just see. I now know. I'm going to, guys, this is amazing. I mean, this happened to the other trim also. I just basically painted it to where I thought I need to have it, and this is about just right again. So, okay, let me see how I do that. When you work with trims, when you work upside down, and I'm trying not to be a mess as I usually am. I'm keeping my hair open for now, especially as I was at the hairdresser the other day. But this is not really me. This is pretty difficult for me. Let me see which way around I want to have it. I want to have the two on top. I'm going to have it, yes, this way around. So I'm going to heat that up again nicely because I want to cut it down to size, especially at the front here. You can see the paint bubbling up a little bit because it is not completely dry yet. So I'm cooking a little bit the paint, which is not the... So I'm going to see if I can basically cut that so it is going nicely around that rose without cutting the pumpkin. See if that works. See if that works. Just like this. Yeah. I'm going to touch that up. Obviously the paint is not completely dry underneath also, but I can touch that up. That's no problem. Okay, then let's apply some wood glue. I'm going to put the red down on the floor before I throw it. Let's apply some wood glue. Obviously, the paints are not exactly made to be put on the surface like a pumpkin, and is still wet because I've just basically decided that tonight to make a new one. So this was painted an hour ago. Usually I would leave it to dry a little longer, so that would be much better. Okay, trim. Cover it nicely in that glue. Heat that up. Can somebody lend me his hand, please? Michelle, can you just pop over here and your hand? So, and as I said the last time, you know, those WoodUBends, they are not cheap. And I already said, you're probably thinking, you know, why the heck is she putting it on a pumpkin you are going to throw? Firstly, those pumpkins, they last pretty long. And secondly, you can take those WoodUBends off again. You can take those off again, basically by the same way you're putting them on. Floor. The same way you put them on, you heat them up and then you can take them, the glue is reactivated and you can get them basically off the surface they are attached on. And you can reuse them. Especially with a rose or something like that, you can repaint them, you can reuse them, this is absolutely no problem. That works beautifully. Okay, more glue, more glue. So, trying to work a little quicker so that the trim doesn't dry. Starts breaking as I'm not very gentle with it. Round. And those trims, they're drying then basically, or they're staying in that shape you have put them at the end. When the glue dries, the paint is still a little wet under there. This is a little tricky. This is a little tricky this time. So let's go through there. I think I'm going to apply some of the glue on here also. That's going to make it a little easier and it's going to have a little more to grab onto. You can do that also. You can apply it onto your trim and also onto basically your project. That works both beautifully. Heat it up again. And all the excess glue which comes off, you can just like wipe off with a baby wipe or anything like it. You can even stretch those if they are not long enough, but this, oops, up. Gentle, Miss Bailey, gentle. Don't rush it. Going to go just about there. I'm going to cut it off now there. Make it nice and soft. And then I'm going to cut it around that rose. It is supposed to go. This is now nice and hot and soft. You can see how easy I can cut that now. Still, I don't want to cut the pumpkin itself. So the glue hasn't still dried from the rose, so still got to be a little gentle with this. Okay. So this is now like a snake, so to say. Okay, hang on guys. Get the glue nicely on here. I'm going to need a little more. See if this is going to be enough. And again, you know, with this project, it doesn't need to be adhered like 100% and forever, because eventually we are going to take it off again. So this is fine if it's staying where it is supposed to be. Okay, now we have it on here. Now I'm going to go around again. I'm going to heat it up and make sure that I press it a little more onto the surface. So it's got basically good contact everywhere. I'm going to work in sections. Just to make sure it's on there pretty nicely. And you can snuggle that right onto the surface, basically. And it is a little tricky when you only have two hands, but you can achieve. You can achieve like lovely looks just by doing that. Ooh. Burnt hair, guys. A little more here. I hope you can see all well what I'm doing here. Yeah, well, as I said, you can we can cut it open from the bottom after this and have some soup. So, okay, that's it. I'm gonna let that dry now and cool down. This is not gonna go anywhere now. That's fine. So as I said, usually you take yourself a little more time to do something like that. So I've prepared this top piece, which is gonna go around here now. Just like this. Like a little crown on the top. So again, this one, I need a little more glue. I'll sit down. I'm using Tide Bond. Just use a good quality wood glue if you do that. Good quality wood glue and you're good to go. Apply generously as you want it to stick, and also the ornament itself, it's basically, it is made of wood. It is soaking up the glue, and also when you work with the chalk mineral paints like I'm doing here, they also soak up the glue. If you have excess glue squeezing out, you can always take it off with a baby wipe. As the wood glue is water-based, you can take it off with a baby wipe or with a wet brush. That works beautifully. So, and I think next week I will be back to furniture. I like to work on some bigger things. let's see what we get next week. But also, if you have something you would like to see or you're interested in, just let me know. I always like to, you know, build those into my lives. If anybody has like a particular question or wants to see something in particular, oops, we can also do that. So this is already hardened now. I'm just gonna heat it up again. I think this gold goes beautifully with that black and white pattern. So make sure this is now nice and soft. Obviously the surface of that pumpkin, especially around the stem, is not well, it is pretty rough, so that's how to say. Guys, I'm sorry, sometimes my English, I'm just looking for words. After all, I'm German, so I'm sometimes just like looking for the right words to describe or to explain what I am doing. So that's not that easy. Thank you, Irina. Thank you so much. With all of that heat. Okay. So again, I'm pressing that nicely onto the surface to make sure to snuggle that into all the crevices, get good contact. And again, this is not going to be forever. So it's not like completely stuck on there. It's not too much of a problem. But this already looks pretty nicely. Oh, get glue in my hair. Need no hairspray to borrow then. Okay. I have a little craft brush here, or artist brush, so to say. I'm just going to get it a little wet. And I'm going to take the excess glue off. Somebody asked yesterday, I'm not quite sure who it was, if the water is going to change the ornament. It is not at all. As this is solid wood, basically you're not harming the ornament when you go around with the damp brush. You're just basically just erasing that that glue around. What's the time? 40 minutes. Pretty good in time. So I'm just gonna baby wipe anyway. Oops. Just get a baby wipe anyway to make it a little tidier. I'm going to have some gold in here just to finish that off on top. Just to finish that off. There was much. Take that off. Talking and painting at the same time is not always working. So I'm just going to go around here just to, it like almost looks like it's supposed to be that way, that it was never somewhere else. And also I am going to put a little dry brush, and I'm taking the brush now perpendicular to the surface, and I'm just going to go over that rose now with that brush just to give it a little detailing. and have like the, also in a crosshatch, just to basically give it a little more detail. And I'm going to touch up those areas here later with another brush where the paint basically came off the surface of the pumpkin. And I'm also going to come in with some wax just to give this this trim a little more detail, and the one up here. So, but this is basically where we went from now. I think this looks quite cute. So I hope you like it, guys. This is a quite fun project. It looks like an egg. I would say this is like yeah, is a totally different look than the other one. I'm just gonna bring the other one up so you can see the difference. As I said, the details are going to be popped a little more. Sure. To water. Guys, this is the one we just made, and this is the one we start. Oh, they're so bloody heavy. And this is the one we basically started last week and finished today in the German life. So here we are, pumpkin mania. I murdered the pumpkins. So it is 40 minutes. I think that's fine. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Oops. Guys, I'm so happy you joined me for this live. My name is Angela. I'm the owner and creative energy from Elfen and Helden. I'm a primary retailer for Dixie Belle over here in Frankfurt in Germany. It is 20 to 10 p.m. over here now. I'm a bit confused with the time. So I'm happy that you joined me for this live. We've done some WoodUBending on those beautiful pumpkins, which are painted in Dixie Belle paints. And this is just like a craft idea for you, for especially, thank you, Cynthia, that's sweet, especially for this autumn time. And guys, I hope you're all well. You guys stay safe, and I'll be very happy if you pop over to my page and leave me a like there. You may also please distribute this post. It is always important to us artists also to get spread around a little bit. And if you have any questions, also when you watch replay, put #replay and put the questions in there. I will see that I can answer them straight away. Guys, I'm wishing you a great day, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are watching from. And please stay safe. And I hope to see you next Thursday about the same time. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Irina. Thank you for being with me. I really appreciate you being around. Thank you. Bye. Tschüss, Instagram. Bye, Instagram. Bye, guys. Oops.